Welcome to General Psychology. I hope if you're watching this video now, it means you're enrolled in Dr. Felham's Psych 102 course. I'm teaching 4 sections of them in the spring of 2021. And I'm going to quickly, in this welcome video, just give you a couple very important things from the course syllabus. And I hope that prepping by looking this over and taking a very close look at your syllabus itself will guarantee or at least increase the likelihood that you have a very good experience in Psych 102. So let's move right ahead and see what I can share with you about our course. Having said that, I realize I have to get PowerPoint to cooperate. That's sometimes easier said than done. There we go. All right, let me back that up just a tad. What you see here is something I copied directly just minutes ago. I cut and pasted this as a screen capture from your syllabus in your Psych 102 course this semester, spring of 2021. And I'm just going to quickly walk through it with you. And if you don't mind, I'm going to read it because I do have students in this class who are hearing impaired. And I want to stick to the script here to make it easy for you and for them. All right, so putting everything in our syllabus together, what should you do to succeed in this COVID-19 impacted remotely taught class? Success in our class will have 6 components. First of all, do the posted readings that correspond to every week of the course, right? So you can't skate by without reading. And do those readings, do them the day before we have a class Zoom meeting, which I hope you'll ask about the readings. So do the readings for week 2 by the early to middle part of week 2 at the latest. That's tip 1. Tip 2, second, watch and take notes on every lecture that's posted for a given week before you Zoom into class that week. Tip 3, third, show up to the Zoomed flipped classroom, I should say, that I will hold every regular class period and ask for or offer your own clarifications for anything that isn't crystal clear to you. So a lot of our class time, I hope, will be you asking me questions and sharing thoughts and opinions with your classmates. Fourth, take all the practice quizzes. There will be about 17 of them. I'm pretty sure there are exactly 17 of them. That's about one corresponding to every week of the class. And you will see that on the tentative course schedule on the final page of the syllabus, just a snippet of which you can see already here on this screen. Now, your practice quizzes are open notes, but I very strongly recommend that you take them closed notes so that you can see what you really know. If I can deviate from this script just a little bit here, for this semester, for the first time ever, from the beginning of the course, I'm making the quizzes credit for doing. That means if you simply take the practice quizzes every week, no matter what your score on them, your recorded grade will be 100%. So it's really quite simple. I almost said easy, but it's certainly very simple to know what to do to get a perfect score every week on the practice quizzes. Take them. If you have to take them, even if you're not ready, it's much better to take them when you think you are ready. But if you take them every week, you're going to get a very high A in that particular grade, that particular part of your grade in this course. Okay, fifth, study for each regular exam using active learning techniques, things like testing yourself, things like seeing if you can apply course concepts to real life questions of your own. Anything you can do to become an active learner is going to increase your likelihood of success in our class. Number sixth, write a good paper. You'll see detailed instructions about that in the syllabus, and submit it early, very early in the course if you possibly can. If you're able to do that, I'll give you feedback on your paper and you could do a rewrite, which is an easy way to get a good grade on the paper. All right, the other thing that I've shown you here is just the very top portion of your class schedule. Notice it says tentative there. Of course, in a COVID pandemic world, there are things that come up and things that change. In fact, my entire family this week is coping with the loss of my wife's mother, who died of COVID just 3 days ago. So obviously things can go haywire, people can face challenges, but I did post for you the tentative schedule to let you know what I expect to happen when. And you can see that the week of January 25th, that's, I'm speaking on Monday, the 18th right now, by the way. So for those of you in my Monday, Wednesday, Friday sections, on Monday, the 25th, you will have already looked at some lectures on ways of knowing, and you'll already done a couple of readings, I hope, that'll get you ready for the course. And by the end of next week, which is something more like the 31st of January, you will have taken quiz 1 and quiz 2 on SurveyMonkey. So what I tried to do for you this semester is to give you the schedule item by item, component by component in great detail with very specific dates. So if you wonder what we'll be doing the first week of course, you'll be focusing on Intro to Psych, Ways of Knowing. You'll be looking at a couple lectures, which I've posted on YouTube, and you'll be reading Module 2 from my own Intro Psych textbook. At least you'll be reading an old draft of it, and you'll be reading a different chapter from an evolutionary psychology textbook that I wrote about and published about 2 years ago now. As far as practice quizzes go, week 1, you'll have a couple of them, 1 and 2. The RL that you see there means that first quiz will focus both on reading and on lecture. R is reading, L is lecture. You will notice then that for the second quiz, it's just based on the reading. I won't give you an Evo Psych lecture. You'll just read that chapter, and then you'll take the quiz on it to see how much of it, I hope to see how much that you've absorbed, and I hope it will be a great deal. So I do that for you week by week. If you don't mind me being just a little bit redundant here, I'd like to quickly zip through this in a very different way. I'd like to summarize the course for you in a nutshell. Point 1, of course, the course is mostly synchronous. That's how they need to be. That's the nature of the course that you signed up for and that I agreed to teach. We will have regular Zoom meetings that begin exactly when class begins. So if your class starts at 9, I hope I'll have Zoom opened up by about 8:58, 8:59. You'll be waiting again. I'll let you in. But the Zoom meetings will very rarely resemble a lecture. Instead, there'll be question and answer sessions based on things that we've already covered. And they'll sometimes be, pretty often actually, be hands-on activities that I've prepared for you in advance. But the basic philosophy of those is for you to come to class ready with questions about things that you don't fully understand or questions that you're just curious about. That's one. Number 2, we will have Zoom meetings at least twice a week unless your class meets just one day a week. Actually, this semester, for the first time in a long time, I don't have any classes that just meet once. So all of you meet with me either twice or 3 times a week. That means you'll Zoom with me at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times. And that'll be explained in much more detail in your particular syllabus for your particular section. Okay, 3, all of the main lectures, ones that I used to give for years in person in the classroom back when it was safe to do so, those will be posted as YouTube videos, and they've already been posted. In fact, the only thing I'll do this semester is update and correct a couple of mistakes that I've discovered in some of them. But the simple point behind your regular lectures is they're already posted online on YouTube. All of your readings are free, and I've posted them all, or I will have done so very soon, as a big module on Blackboard, and they're all listed in order, in the order in which you should read them, as PDF documents. So everything you need to read for this course is completely there for you on Blackboard. Again, you should try to do all the readings and watch all the lectures in advance for a given week to be in a good position to contribute to class discussions, to ask questions, and so forth. There'll be 4 major exams also marked in bold font on your syllabus, and there will be 17 practice quizzes. So about every week, 1 or 2 practice quizzes. About every 3 or 4 weeks, a major exam. There is a complete practice quiz link listing sheet that I posted or will post soon on your course webpage. I actually need to double check that and be sure I've updated it, but I did that last term, and I will definitely do that again. The reason I'll probably need to update it is I've worked on the quizzes a bit more since last semester. The very last page of your syllabus, very important, is a roadmap to the entire class. So whenever you have a question about what's happening when, I hope you can just open up that page 5 or page 6 of your syllabus and get a very quick answer. And of course, if you can't do that, you're welcome to email me or text me. Texting gives a much quicker response typically than emailing, but you can always email me or text me with a question at any time. I should mention just briefly that students will tell you my exams are very difficult. I know that. Students are delighted that I've made them recently open note exams, but that, excuse me, that only helps a little bit because they require you to think on your feet and they don't simply, for example, ask you to spit back exact definitions. They often ask you to think about things and apply them to novel situations. And to do that, you typically need to know the material pretty well. All right, because I know that my exams are pretty tough, I drop not just 1, but 2 of your lowest scores out of 7, and I grade you in 3 other ways. So 4 exams, 1 set of mini practice quizzes, 1 psychology paper, and of course, class participation, which comes mainly from coming to Zoom and paying attention and taking part in Zoom a couple of times at least every week. Right. The final thing I'll leave you with is that Blackboard is your really good friend in this class. I pay a lot of attention to what's on Blackboard. If you ever see a mistake on Blackboard, of course, let me know. I will fix it ASAP, and your classmates will thank you for that. So I look forward to this semester. I hope it's a great semester for you. I hope we can make it closer to a point when we're all able to get the COVID vaccine and we're not kept cooped up at home like we've been for the past 8, 9, 10 months now. Have a great semester, and I'll see you soon in the first Zoom meeting. The address for that Zoom, the link for that Zoom, by the way, yes, is at the very end of your course syllabus. And I think I'll also post it in a broadcast email. But you can always find out where we're Zooming if you forget or lose the link by just going to the end, the very end of your course syllabus. All right, see you soon.